Hello Yellow class, I hope you had a great day on Monday. So just filming what I'd like you to do on Tuesday and your instructions for today. Right, so let's have a look. Today we are looking at the long E sound spelled with the two E's together. Now this tends to come in the middle of words. Today we're going to be playing full circle, and in your pack you have got a set of initial sounds and final sounds, and that long E sound. You need to cut those up into individual cards, and then I will read the words out that you need to make using those cards. Right, so you should be ready with your cards, and I will read the words out, and when we get back to the beginning we shout full circle. The first word, meet. I went to meet my friends. Feet. I have 2 feet. Feed. Would you like to feed the ducks? Seed. Can you plant a seed? Weed. Please pull up the weed. Week. There are 7 days in the week. Leek. A leek is a vegetable. Sleek. There is a sleek black car outside my house. Sleet. Don't get wet in the sleet. And back to meet. So we've done full circle. Well done. Right, today your comprehension, we're still thinking about this book, How to Grow a Dinosaur by Carol Hart. Now at the end of the book, the dinosaurs are disappearing off behind Albie's hedge. What I'd like you to think about today is using some prediction skills. What do you think will happen to the dinosaurs? Where do you think they might go? What might happen to them? Do they go on another adventure? Have a little think about what might happen to those dinosaurs. So today let's have a look. Now you might want to pause the video to have a look at these numbers. I have got all the pairs of numbers, haven't just reversed them. We're going to see if we can find all the pairs of numbers which make 20. So if we start with 0, 0 and that's it, 0 and 20 make 20. Then if we go to 1, 1 and 19, I can't see 19, there it is. 1 and 19. So I need to find 2, it will be 2 and, that's it, 2 and 18. So next number would be 3, 3 and 17. 4 and, that's the one, 4 and 16. Oh, I've put that all the way over here. 5 and, that's a nice easy one, 5 and 15. 6 and, think about those number bonds, 6 and 14. We've got 7, I can't find 7. Oh, there he is. 7 and 13. That's sometimes one of our tricky number bonds to remember, 7 and 3. We have got 8 and 12. Oh, I've got to come all the way over here for 12. 8 and 12. Then I've got, where's 9? There he is. 9 and 11. And then my last pair, I have got 10 and 10 that pair up to make 20. So these are all our number bonds to make 20, and there are links there with our number bonds which make 10. Today you're using your village stores still. What I'd like you to do today is to buy 2 items from the store and find out how much they would cost. When we're adding money, we add it in exactly the same way that we would add any other 2 numbers. You might draw the deans out if you need to. And then 35. You might partition the numbers, so I've done 25p, add 35p there. So you might draw the deans, you might partition the numbers and do 20, add 30, 5, add 5. You might draw a number line. What you always need to remember when you're working with money is that you write the P afterwards. That's really important. None of these should go over £1, so we shouldn't have to worry about the pound sign today. Yesterday, you were writing some words about the seagulls and thinking about some adjectives, maybe some phrases that might describe them. Today what I'd like you to do is to have a go at writing a poem. Now if you remember, a poem isn't necessarily set out in the same way as a longer piece of writing. So you can write little verses. Sometimes we tend to write those in groups of 4. You might, now I have trouble with these because I'm not very good, you might do an acrostic poem where you put the word down the side and each of your lines starts with the letter here. I'd be really impressed if you can do that, because I'm never very good at these. I always get stuck on letters like the U. But you could do one of these type of poems if you wanted, or you might do a poem where you just write a couple of verses and you just need 4 lines probably in each verse, and think about how you want to set it out. A poem isn't written with lots of long sentences. You do break them up into verses, so you can do that with your writing today. And don't forget, these adjectives are to help you write your poem. So use your ideas that you've got from yesterday. So I've got soft feathers there. So one of my S's, I might want to write soft, smooth feathers. So if I was doing a poem like this, and I do a comma because I've got 2 adjectives, I don't really want to write soft and smooth, so I'm going to say soft, smooth feathers. And then I can put a comma there for the end of that sentence. So think about how you want to set it out. Handwriting today, we're writing some words with that double E in the middle. I will just pick the slightly thicker pen. Keep. Tool K, E, and then we've got our P on the end. Seek, wiggly S, E, tool K at the end. Meet, up, down, over and over into our E's, tool T and cross the T. And feet, tall and low, 2 E's, tool T. So that's our handwriting. Carrying on with our RE today. Today we're thinking about our apply, which is when we think about how that word authority is applied in different situations. So today I want you to think about people in authority and maybe have a bit of a discussion with somebody. Do we always listen? So if somebody in authority told you to do something that you knew was really silly, would you still do it? So have a think about those things. That can just be a discussion. You don't need to write all of that down. And our inquiry, now you will need to use a dictionary or something to find out what that word authority means and maybe unpick some of those ideas. And then I want you to think, you can write this as a list, it doesn't have to be sentences. The characteristics of people that are in authority. So if you think about them when they are in their role of authority, what sort of characteristics do these people have? So think back to maybe some of those people we talked about yesterday. Police, firefighters, doctors, nurses, teachers, your parents, your grandparents. When they have a position of authority, how do they act? And our challenge for today is, again, our sport is still swimming, but you still don't need any water, luckily. And it's called Jump to the Moon. So it's about a rocket jump. So you have to stand with your feet hip distance apart. You put your arms up to make a rocket shape. You bend your knees, and then you've got to push up. And the challenge today, how many times can you jump in 30 seconds? So you need to give me a total of how many times you have jumped in 30 seconds. Send that off to me. Yesterday's video got cut off at the end because I recorded slightly too long. What I'd like you to do, yes, last week 25% of our school were involved in the New Forest School Sports Challenge. So it'd be really great if we can do that again this week, or maybe do even better. Those people didn't necessarily do every day, but people were having a go. So try and have a go at doing that for me. Thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow.